Oh wow, would you look at that? It looks like they made the Ace Investigations 2 Miles Edgeworth Prosecutor's Path Android HD patch launch trailer. Now, what this ostensibly means is that GK2 is getting an HD re-release. And believe it or not, considering that Prosecutor's Path is in the name, this means that this is the fan-translated version. We can get the info from, now of course, obviously a review, so this is, a live reaction, so it's going to be unscripted. So, alright, let's read this before we watch the video. There it is, we can see it. This is taken from Turbo Target. The emissary of Ace Attorney from creator and star study. Yeah, the same team behind Gyakuten Saga 1 and 2. Now, I'm not sure about DGS2. I heard it was almost finished. Since the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is out, there's not really much of an incentive to be playing DGS2. At least through Scar Study. I do know full for a fact that I have played Gyakuten Saga 1 through Scar Study, and I really enjoyed it. And, by the way, this is the same team behind GK2. So, I'm pretty sure anyone who has ever crossed my channel before and has any knowledge of the history of my channel will know that I really don't like GK2. And the same team, Scar Study, made Gyakuten Saga 1, which I dearly love, and GK2, which I genuinely despise. So yeah, this proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that the localization team holds a lot of water. It's pretty good in many instances. This guy, Mr. I'm not gonna try pronouncing this fellow's name, because I might butcher it. He says, "I'm proud to present to you Ace Investigations Miles Edgeworth Prosecutor's Path patch for Android port of Gyakuten Kenji 2 GK2." So basically, we ported Aryan's fan translation. I think that's the person who headed the translation from the DS to Android port, at least back in 2017. I'm not sure if he means that GK2 is complete in 2017, or that an Android port for GK2 was released in 2017 in Japan. But I think the former is more likely, even though I'm pretty sure GK2 was completed in 2015. Or at least the first draft. Maybe they patched it repeatedly until 2017, when GK2 reached its final state. I don't think I played the 2017 version. In fact, yeah, I played the game back in 2020. But, I did. I finished the game in 2020, early 2020. But, I think I played a version from 2014. Like, it was, or 2015. Yeah, because I remember that there were some typos and mistakes and stuff like that. Anyway, yes, making this translation took a lot of time, but it was worth it. I hope you'll enjoy this port as well as I did. Yeah, it's just a port. That's basically all this is. The guys that you need to say thank you to, as in the people who were responsible for this, obviously the same people for the DS. These guys apparently were responsible for taking GK2's HD graphics. Now, this guy does say remastering the graphics in HD, but it's very probable that they ostensibly took the Japanese version, because yes, GK2 has been remastered in Japan, because for some strange reason there's still a small audience that actually thinks bad writing actually has a place. Scar Study Team, obviously, for additional translation and huge help with ROM hacking. Yeah, these guys are great. This guy. And the person making this video. Yeah, and he also gave credit to music, which of course we're going to watch just now and react to, because oh boy, I've got some things to say about this 1 minute video. Okay, I got a problem here. One of the best Ace Attorney games is back. Okay, so you can't just you can't just call any game in the series one of the best, especially when it's completely self-evident that there's a lot of writing problems in this game. In fact, of all the games in the series, GK2 and Spirit of Justice have the largest amount of writing problems, and a lot of people will tell you that Spirit of Justice is obviously not the best in the series. There are some who do actually think that, but that's a very small minority of the fan base. And yes, I get that. GK2 is popular, but you can't call it one of the best Ace Attorney games is back. And considering this guy right here, is actually partially responsible for the fan translated patch. This actually means that, yeah, even if you worked on something, and you love it, and you express great passion with it, you can't just call something one of the best games in the series, because if you're saying one of the best, you're implying that every other game should be held to a lower standard. For example, weaker, less popular games like Gyakuten Kenji 1, which this game's predecessor, are simply not going to be in the limelight nearly as much. And you're just trying to give people an incentive to play GK2 on HD. Now, obviously, this was made for people who worship this game, but that being said, I still think this is not. I mean, it just feels like it just reeks of cynical bias, like just favoritism. Yeah, favoritism. That's the right word. Like, imagine if I said, imagine if I said if I was going to translate Fire Emblem 6 and call it one of the best Fire Emblem games is around. I mean, that's just not going to sound right, because I don't know, it just feels very wrong here. Yeah, in HD. Okay, so so far this has been pretty solid. It's been doing its job, because you should advertise what the cases are. And to say that this case is one that started it all, while that is true superficially, that's exactly the problem. Superficially, you could easily make the argument that Gregory's entire career actually started the series prior to this case. And of course, the only reason this case is given that credit is because the writers of GK2 chose to have a prequel case, happen prior to the events of DL6. You could easily write a prequel to that case and then re-award the case that started it all to that one. It's not really anything special. You could literally make something leading to IS7, which leads to DL6. Also, even then, and this is something I'm going to elaborate on later in the GK2 series I'm working on, it doesn't matter if the inherited turnabout is the case that showcases a case that led to the DL6 incident. As long as the case is badly written, which it is, it's not really going to be good. You can't really just give something credit just for chronologically starting something. It's like saying, it's like if Fire Emblem 7 were a bad game, then it would be pretty absurd to give Fire Emblem 7 credit for being better than Fire Emblem 6. Now again, that's if Fire Emblem 7 was a bad game, but it's not. Thankfully, Fire Emblem 7 is a good game. But yeah, my logic holds here. Funny that this case is called The Mystery of the Grand Tower, and that's exactly what it is. The Grand Turnabout, I've heard people say that the Grand Turnabout is called the Grand Turnabout because it has to do with the Grand Tower, but the Grand Tower actually has more screen time in this case than this last one. Again, I'll elaborate on that more in episode 5. Okay.
Objection! Hold it! Elma
You didn't introduce logic chess. That came in the DS game. I think you meant the game that killed Investigation's duology. Okay, so that's it. Alright, so what can we take away from this? What's the takeaway? Well, it's actually not much. It's just that GK2 is actually getting a the GK2's famous fan translation patch is getting ported over to HD. This could potentially mean I might actually use some HD footage. However, I'm mostly going to default to the DS ones because, well, I originally played the game in DS. And yeah, I am currently replaying GK2, but I'm doing it only on the DS version. I don't see any reason to play the third time on HD. But if this fella and his team are proud of the sport, good for them. If GK2 fans are going to play GK2 for the umpteenth time on HD, then all the better. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about this trailer. Thank you guys for watching, and see you behind bars. Because, yeah, I am working on episode 2. Very slowly. Very, very slowly. But slowly and surely, I'm going to make it. Thank you for sticking up. Thank you even more for watching all the way to the end. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure most people don't watch this for more than a second. Thank you. And goodbye.